Hi everyone, welcome back. We are still in Unit 8 in our Access Book 5 and our class today is Lesson 4 Language Focus. We are going to focus on some grammar points. Let's start. Grade 5 Access Book Lesson 4 Language Focus. Our objectives for today: 1. To listen to a rhyme to circle the correct words. 2. To differentiate between countable and uncountable nouns of food and drinks. 3. To use some and any correctly in sentences. The last objective is to write sentence about what's in your kitchen in the comments below. Let's think on some words that I have found that my students have difficulty in pronouncing and writing them. Sugar, sugar, fridge, fridge, kitchen, kitchen, chicken, chicken. As you can see, the letters CH are pronounced ch. Kitchen, chicken, chicken. Now, activity 1, listen to track 60. We are going to listen and circle the correct words. Here we are going to listen to a rhyme. What's in the kitchen? I'm hungry. While we are listening, we can read the rhyme here and circle the words that we hear. Are going to listen and circle the words that we hear. All the words are about food and drinks. All the words are about food and drinks.
Track 60. What's in the kitchen? I'm hungry.
There are some dates. There are some apples.
What's in the kitchen? I'm hungry.
There is some rice. There is some bread.
As you heard, what's in the kitchen? I am hungry. There are some dates. It's circled for you. The second one, there are some apples or eggs. Apples. There are some apples. What's in the kitchen? I'm hungry. There is some rice. Rice. There is some bread. Now we have finished our learning objective 1. We have listened to a rhyme and circled the correct words as we heard. The new vocabulary today here in the box are kitchen, cupboard, pizza, bread, juice, hungry. And we are going to focus on the word kitchen today. Here in activity 2, talk. Look at the picture below. Say what you see. So we have to look at the picture. We can see some food and drink items. Look at the language tip. In the language tip, I have 2 forms of positive sentences. The first one, there is some water, and the second one, there are some bananas. Here we have to differentiate between water and bananas. As we have learned, water is uncountable noun. We can't count water with numbers, and also the word water doesn't have the plural s. While bananas is a countable noun, bananas is a countable noun, and we can count bananas with numbers, and also it has the plural s. Also, you have to notice that the word some doesn't change when I use it with water or with bananas. Now, look at the picture again, and together we are going to say some words about the food and drink items that we can see in the picture. There is some water. There is some rice. Water and rice are uncountable nouns, so I am using there is. There are some dates. Look at the red words. I am using are with dates because dates is countable noun. There are some bananas. There are some apples. And the last one is there is some bread. Again, bread is uncountable noun, so I have to use there is. Now we have finished our learning objective 2, and we have differentiated between countable and uncountable nouns of food and drinks, and also we have learned to use there is with uncountable nouns, there are with countable nouns. Here we are going to talk about things that we can't see in the picture. Here, if we want to write and say some sentence about food items that are not there in the picture, I have to use the negative form of there is and there are, which are there isn't and there aren't. And again, there isn't is used with uncountable nouns, and there aren't is used with countable nouns. So, there isn't any juice. I can't see any juice here in the picture, so there isn't any juice. And also, I can't see any carrots, so there aren't any carrots. There aren't any carrots in the picture. Here, we notice that we don't use some. We have to change some to any. Any is used in the negative form only. Any is used with there isn't and there aren't. For example, there aren't any peaches because I can't see any peaches here. I use the negative form of there are. I use there aren't any peaches. There aren't any grapes. There aren't any cookies. We can't see any cookies here. There isn't any juice. There isn't any milk. There isn't any sugar. Is used with sugar and is used with milk and is used with juice because the words juice, milk and sugar are uncountable nouns and they don't have the S plural. Let's practice together. Here I can see some eggs. Eggs are countable nouns. So I have to say there are some eggs. There are some eggs. Again, please focus on the using of are with eggs because eggs are countable nouns. I can count eggs with numbers and also eggs have the plural S. There are some eggs. The second one, cheese. As we can see, cheese is uncountable noun. So I have to say there is some cheese. There is some cheese. What about salad? Salad also is uncountable nouns. There is some salad. Is used with salad because salad is uncountable noun. I can't count salad. It doesn't have the plural S. Rice. Let's think about it. Is rice countable or uncountable? Of course, I can't count rice. So rice is uncountable now. And I have some rice here. There is some rice. There is some rice. Again, we use is because rice is uncountable now. We can't count rice with numbers. And also rice doesn't have the plural S. So I have to say there is some rice. Oranges. Oranges are countable nouns. I can see the S and I can count oranges with numbers. So I have to think about, do I have some orange or not? Oh, I don't have any oranges. There aren't any oranges. There aren't any oranges. Are is used here because oranges are countable and any is used because we don't have any oranges. What about carrots? There aren't any carrots. Carrots are countable nouns. We can count them with numbers and also it has the plural S. But I don't have any carrots. So there aren't any carrots. Let's look at the next picture. Chicken. Chicken is uncountable noun. I can't count chicken. There is no S here at the last of the word chicken. So chicken is uncountable. If I don't have chicken in my kitchen, so I have to say there isn't any chicken. The next one, spaghetti. Also, spaghetti is uncountable now. If I have some spaghetti in the kitchen, I say there is some spaghetti. There is some spaghetti. Chocolate. The word chocolate is uncountable now. If I don't have any chocolate in my kitchen, I say there isn't any chocolate. There isn't any chocolate. Bread. Ice cream is uncountable now. If I don't have any ice cream, there isn't any ice cream. There isn't any ice cream. But if I want to buy ice cream cone, so I can count ice cream cones. I can say one ice cream cone, two ice cream cones. I can see here six ice cream cones. Here we have to say are, there are some ice cream cones. So if I find ice cream like this in cones, I have to say there are some ice cream cones. Here the plural S is added to the word cone. Cone has become cones. That's why we use R. Bread, all kinds of bread. There is some bread. There is some bread. Here in this picture, we can see some fruits and vegetables. So there are some fruits and vegetables. The words fruits and vegetables are countable. Here it's time to evaluate yourselves. I have chosen for you two types of questions. The first one is put the correct form of the given words into the spaces. Look at the words between brackets and think if they are the correct form to be written in the spaces or not. Try to answer the questions before I say the answers for you and count how many words you could write correctly. The first one, John is eating some potato. Think about the word potato. Is it a countable noun or uncountable noun? Potato is a countable noun, so I have to change it to the plural form. John is eating some potatoes. Is there any in the jar? Think about the word water. Water is an uncountable noun, so doesn't have a plural form. I have to write water as it is. Mother says, Gugu, please give me some jam. Also, the word jam is an uncountable noun and it doesn't have a plural form. There are some in the kitchen. Also, the word fish is an uncountable noun and it doesn't have a plural form. There aren't any on the table. The word tomato is a countable noun and I have to write the plural form of tomato, which is tomatoes. Now please try to read the sentence carefully and think about your answers and count how many correct answers you could write. In the second part of our questions, we have to put the correct answer into the spaces with some or any. Again, I have to remind you that any is used only with the negative form and also in questions. Let's start. 1. There isn't sugar in the coffee. When I see not, I have immediately choose any. There isn't any sugar in the coffee. 2. There are stars in the sky. Stars are countable nouns and here I can't see any not, any negative form or any question. So I have to say there are some stars in the sky. 3. There aren't roses on the table. Aren't, I can see the negative form here, not. So there aren't any roses. 4. Father says, please give me oil. Oil is uncountable noun. I don't see any negative form or question. So please give me some oil. Is there orange juice? Here I can see a question mark. So it's a question. I have to use any. Is there any orange juice? Number 6. There is paper on the desk. Paper is uncountable, so there is some paper on the desk. Now you can give marks to yourselves and counting your correct answers. If you get from 8 to 11, I would say well done. And if you get from 4 to 7 correct sentence, you can do much better. And if you get less than 3, I can say work hard, don't give up. Try to work hard and don't give up. And I hope all of you can get from 8 to 11. And I say well done for all of you. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have enjoyed my class.